Woo, family, Ravens flock, welcome back. Welcome back. Hendo, we just
Good.
watched and live streamed a game and witnessed our Baltimore Ravens come in second place. How are you feeling?
Um, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie where they say if you're in second, you're in last, and that's where we are. We're in last place when it comes to being in first place in this division. I figured that this game was going to be a tough game. I knew once the schedule came out, looking at the Philadelphia Eagles and everything that they brought to the table, especially with the addition of Saquon Barkley, that this may be one of the tougher games that the Ravens face this season. So I'm not surprised by the outcome. I'm more surprised by the performance of how this team did on the field. Like, even with our superstar quarterback, it was a lot of lackadaisicalness out there. Like, people just didn't look like there was a sense of urgency when it came to this game. It didn't look like we were fighting for a division title. It just looked like, it's another game at the bank. Let's see what happens. And I do understand that there were mishaps, there were missed field goals, missed extra points, but the Ravens just didn't come out with what I felt like was being prepared for the game. And this is an issue that we have a lot with John Harbaugh being the head coach. Like, we are not prepared for a lot of games. We could have just lost the division today, to be quite honest with you. This may be the defining moment where we may either be a wild card team or we may miss the playoffs in its entirety. So today was not a good look for the Baltimore Ravens and this team, in my
Ab-
opinion.
Absolutely. Absolutely. This, to me, was a horrific loss that should not have happened. This was a terrible loss that did not need to happen.
Right.
And it's embarrassing because when we look at our team, we look at who we have on our team, and you start with Lamar Jackson, and then you look at Derrick Henry. And what did we do tonight? What did we do? A whole lot of nothing.
Crap the bed.
The whole game. The entire game. And that, to me, was the biggest disappointment, because I don't see an end in sight. I don't see change coming. Now, we can start by saying, how did we look on offense, right? Okay.
Right.
Well, Lamar had a not so great game. That's the reality. That's the truth. Those are facts. But it wasn't just Lamar. He overthrew his receivers.
Right.
He fumbled a couple of times.
Right.
We saw it. But then you have Mark Andrews dropping the ball, which could have been a touchdown.
I got to give Mark Andrews credit. He dropped the one, and
But he
after that,
came back.
after that first drop, everything thrown his way pretty much. He caught everything, and a lot of those were a lot of tough catches. So I got to give credit where credit's due with Mark Andrews. The first one
Yeah,
was tough, but
for
he
sure.
made up for it. He made
For
up for
sure.
it.
For sure. Um, but I think the concentration here needs to start with this offensive line. Hendo, you said earlier you read an article, and if you don't mind sharing that a little bit about that article, what you read recently about this offensive line.
Oh, well, the article stated that it said something on the lines of, has the Baltimore Ravens offensive line become a team strength? And I figured, wasn't much going on during the week, so they had to put out an article about something. And I understand it is a team designated website, and they're kissing up trying to get their media credentials. But I don't know what slew of games that you saw where you said that the Baltimore Ravens offensive line is a strength. Now, have they not become a liability? Yes, there are games and times when they have not been a detriment to this team. But has it become a strength? Never, not ever in 2024.
You know, the sobering reality. And I see all of you who have joined in the chat. Thank you all.
Appreciate it.
I'll get to some of the comments in just a bit. And we have several Eagles fans in here. My girl, K-Walk Comedy, thank you for joining. And I see you, Kel. I'm glad you came back. I'm glad, because Win or lose, I wanted to see you. So thank you for coming back. Thank you. Thank you. And go
I
ahead
really
and gloat for a little bit. Go ahead. You can tell me I told you so.
you
But
won. You deserve
you won.
everything
So
else.
I don't
Everything
have
else, you got the right
I
to say it. Like,
nope. I can't even. I can't even. But to think that our offensive line doesn't allow Lamar Jackson the sufficient time, can't hold up enough to allow the routes to fully develop. And we continuously saw Lamar Jackson getting sacked
right.
today.
But
And then
I'm sorry.
and then on the
I'm sorry.
plays,
I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt you, but that's a part of the issue. Is we have to wait for these long developing routes to develop. In a situation like this, when you have pressure upon Lamar Jackson, you need to go with the quick game. We said this before, but more importantly, you need to run the ball. And this is something that we got away from. The Eagles, even though our number 2 run defense was stopping Saquon Barkley, he had -1 yard in the third quarter. Did they stop running the ball with him? No, they kept running the ball, and we couldn't stop it. And unlike us, for some reason, with our philosophy, once we get down and we start to panic, we start to be like that Jordan Peele sweating meme. Like we just, oh God, we're down by a couple points. What are we supposed to do? John Harbaugh gets out of his element and he doesn't know how to coach under pressure. He's a front runner. He's a fake. He's a fraud. He's a phony. And he needs to go. I'm tired of this. Like this loss, yes, it's one loss. But this loss may have set us back. Starting the season 0-2 put us in a hole. Losing to teams that we should have lost to because once again we didn't run the ball throughout the season. We wanted to get pass happy and just do whatever the hell Todd Monken wanted to decide to do during this game. It caused us to lose. It may have cost us the division title. It may listen, if we don't make the playoffs, I promise you this. If we miss the playoffs and Steve Bisciotti decides to keep John Harbaugh as the head coach,
woo,
I may not support this team.
yeah,
Because it is insanity to keep doing the same thing over and over. It's insanity to keep losing the same way over and over. But because you love continuity and you love having the same people around you and know what to expect from them, you don't make changes because we don't know who we can bring in as a head coach. Brian Billick was a Super Bowl winning head coach for the Baltimore Ravens. We fired him and we didn't know who we were going to bring in as a head coach. We brought in John Harbaugh, who won a Super Bowl. So miss me with the, well, who we gonna bring in? There are a lot of candidates that you can bring in that have a higher pedigree than John Harbaugh had when he came over to be the head coach. So you can miss me with the, well, what are they gonna do? What if we get worse? How can we get worse? We lose in the regular season instead of the playoffs. We're not winning Super Bowls. That should be the standard set by this team. Not having a 12-5 record, not being 14-3, winning Super Bowls should be the standard. And we have not won a Super Bowl since 2012, and that's the most frustrating part with me. But yet and still, we keep riding along with this dude that gets us to the playoffs, which makes a lot of people happy. But then when it comes time to show we are the better team, we lose to an inferior opponent every single year. Sorry
yeah.
about that.
Yes, indeed. I see all of you who've joined in the chat. Thank you for coming. And a shout out to you, 86 Blackberry White. You said I look
Listen,
like I just came back from a funeral. Maybe it was a funeral
it
of me
is all
thinking that
black.
this team was going to, yeah, because I'm wearing black. I mean, I wore black today just because
Yes, and listen,
it was
in
chilly.
86 Blackberry, you are 100% correct. The Philadelphia Eagles won their first and only Super Bowl with Doug Peterson. 3 years later, they fired him. So winning a Super Bowl doesn't mean anything. We won a Super Bowl with John Harbaugh in 2012. We are about to head into 2025. We don't have another Super Bowl, but yet and still, we keep giving him grace because Lamar Jackson bails him out, and we win enough games during the regular season to keep everything copacetic with the fan base. Like, nah.
What I was
But
going to, what I
I'm
was going
sorry.
to say to 86 Blackberry White, and I'll get to the super chat in one moment. What I was going to say is, yes, I wanted you to come back after the game, and thank you for doing that. Now, who left a super chat? Let me see if I can pull it up. Give me 1 second.
Jimmy Jules. Appreciate it.
Oh, wow. Trying to keep up with all the comments. I see all of you. I'm scrolling through, just trying to get to the super chat, which I don't see. Can you read it on your end, Hendo? Because I
It
don't.
says, thank you for the $20 super chat, Jimmy Jules. It says, preach, brother.
Thank you. Thank you, Jimmy Jules. I don't see it on my end. So I apologize for that, but I want to at least recognize you. Thank you for the donation. Thank you for supporting the channel. Yes. Look, the reality is we're not as good as we want to be.
Or we think we are.
I was just about to say the reality is we're not as good as we think we are. And with that said, it's time to take an honest look at who we are as a team and say, yes, we are good and we have the potential to be great. Did we go on a win streak in the middle of the season or, the first portion of the season after we lost a few games? We did. And all hopes were up. All, thoughts were high. Yes, this is the team that we thought, okay, we can do it. We've learned. We're growing. We're getting better. Now, if our defense can just catch up with us. Let's talk about the play calling. If someone can answer for me or help me to understand, and I should go downstairs right now and grab my cup, my mug, I have questions. If someone can help me understand, why is it that we continue to not run the ball?
Hubris. Ego. I want to show everyone that I'm smarter than everybody else. Let's go outside the game plan, even though this is the way we win games. This is how we prove. This is a proven method that the Ravens go out, run Derrick Henry, get a couple runs from Lamar Jackson, sprinkle in some Justice Hill, run the ball a certain amount of times, wear down the team's defense, and just break the game open. Play action passes, like Todd Monken for the most part this season has been on point with his play calling. But then there are certain games like the last three, even the win versus the Chargers. We started off not running the ball like we should have. Then once somebody said something to him, I guess he was like, maybe we do need to run the ball. That's when we started to pick things up. That's when we started to score. But outside of that, for the last three games, we've been trying to be too cute. And I understand people have said, well, put the game on Lamar, let him do it. No. That's not how we play winning football. You know what I'm saying? And then when you have an O-line, like Coach said, when you have an O-line that can't block, as soon as you plant your back foot to throw the ball, you got two guys coming from the right and one coming from the left and somebody coming screaming up the middle. What can you do? Now
Nothing.
You're running for your life, and unfortunately, quarterbacks get skittish. I don't care how long you've been in the league. Tom Brady, maybe, arguably, to some is the greatest quarterback of all time. But if you give him pressure straight up the middle, he's not Tom Brady anymore. He doesn't play like Tom Brady, so everybody has their flaws. So if Lamar's getting a little antsy and he's like, yo, it's people in my face, he's going to miss throws. And that's not to make excuses for him because he should have hit a lot of those throws. But it's just the play calling and the offensive line not being able to block. And I'm not even mad at the offensive line because you are who you are. A lot of us knew going into the season, y'all weren't it. They had a meeting and said, you guys are going to be the offensive line for the league MVP. And three of those guys put their hand up and was like, not it. Won't be me. Not today. Not tomorrow. Not next week. And EDC said, well, I put all this money into the defense. What are you going to do? Like, are you going to make me do my job and go ahead and hunt for guys? Or are we going to let these guys play and continue to do what we're doing and just pray and hope for the best?
I'm going to transition real quick to take a few comments because I do see another super chat donation coming in. Thank you very much. Thank you for your support as we go through this therapy session together.
I shot.
I want to send a huge thank you to Shockwave Truth. Thank you very much for the $5 super chat. Y'all go get to wildcard week and then it's over. Too conservative play calling, knowing your kicker is trash. Woo, the truth
I don't know
hurts.
about losing in the wild card round. Maybe divisional. AFC Championship, hopefully.
I don't even know if we're making it into the playoffs. So, I mean, at this point, I have to be, from what I saw today,
right.
We still have the Browns who beat us, the Steelers who beat us. We do play the Texans.
Yeah, their offense sucks.
Okay. Right. Their offense sucks, but this is a league where it's any given Sunday. And from what I saw today, I'm not putting anything past any team. I know we have the Giants. I know we have the Giants, and we know what a debacle that is right now.
That's a bye week.
I understand, but we can.
Okay.
honestly, we could lose 2 or 3 more games.
And that's fine. But it's not even about the Ravens. It's about the rest of the AFC being so terrible
Yeah.
that we may just back into the playoffs. So it's not
By
even
default.
it's right. It's not even about us winning. It's about the other teams at the back end losing and not being as good as they can be. So maybe we may lose one more game.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't
No,
see
I
us
can
losing
see
to
us.
the
I
Browns.
can see us with the way we played today. And someone made a comment earlier. Thank you all so much for joining. Thank you for being here. We really appreciate it. If you would do us a favor, hit the like button. And if you are new, welcome. Subscribe, join the family. More content, plenty of content in store for you for the Baltimore Ravens. But someone made a comment earlier, and they said, well, I think it was Be More Raven. The defense couldn't get a break. The defense was able to hold this offense, high-powered offense, a very good offense, right? And Hendo, you and I debated about the offensive line, and I understand what stats are going to say. I know that. I get it.
Right.
Top 5 offensive line in the league.
Uh-huh.
But as I said earlier, teams are still finding a way to get to the quarterback, whether it's on him because Jalen Hurts is holding on to the ball too long or he's making mistakes, whatever. The point is he's still ending up on the ground. My point is the defense, knowing that this offensive line for the Eagles was really good.
Okay.
They were able, and their offensive weapons and their quarterback, the defense was still able to limit Saquon Barkley to -1 yard in the third quarter.
Mm-hmm.
They were able. What'd you say?
What about the rest of the game?
I'd have to look at the stats. But
just say over 100.
yeah. Okay. Over 100. Right. But every time the defense was able to get a stop,
right,
we give the ball back to the offense. And what do?
Miss a field goal, miss an extra point.
Or we drop a pass that could have resulted in a touchdown, or we fumble a ball, or we overthrow our targets, our wide receivers. We got yet another super chat. Let me grab that one.
I want to hear Ray.
Thank you for shock. I'll get to him in.
No, I'm just saying I want to hear more coaches. I want to hear more coaches call this show.
Oh, yeah. That's my guy.
To
Rave Kingdom. Rave, I just have one question for you, Rave. Where was Ben Cleveland today? All right. Super chat coming in again. Thank you, Shockwave Truth. I'm telling Lamar is not resigning to the Ravens. I wouldn't be mad at him.
100%. I wish he had to resign in the first place.
I wouldn't be mad.
100%. People can be mad at me all they want. I wish Lamar Jackson had not re-signed with the Ravens, only because what other quarterback in NFL history that is a franchise quarterback, that is a leader of that squad, the face of that team, one of the faces of the league, which other quarterback, y'all tell me, had to fight for their contract? Jordan Love, 1 year plan, didn't have to fight for a contract. Trevor Lawrence, horrible play, didn't have to fight for a contract. Justin Herbert didn't have to fight for a contract. But Lamar had to fight for a contract. Then on top of that, they had provided him with lackluster weapons. They provided him with a subpar offensive line. What other superstar quarterback had to go through these things outside of Lamar Jackson in Baltimore? That's the only reason that I wanted him to go somewhere else, because this organization, love him or not, they have mistreated him and misutilized him.
For sure.
But hey, he's here. I'm glad. Before you leave, Lamar, I just need you to get me one Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's it. Get me Gucci.
Golden State 22. If the Steelers lose, it's closer in the standings. Ravens still in it. Yeah, but the problem is, why do we put ourselves in a situation where we need miracles and prayers and hopes for another team to lose so that we can have a fighting chance?
And the Steelers hold the tiebreaker because they beat us.
And they hold the tiebreaker. And so we still go up against them. The Steelers are finding ways to win. Can we say the same thing about the Ravens?
That's right, 86. Daniel Jones got a $40 million a year contract with no problems over Saquon Barkley. But Lamar Jackson had to fight with the Ravens tooth and nail and justify why he needed to be paid.
D-Banks says that's old news now. What is old news, D-Banks? Let me know what you're talking about.
When he said Lamar not re-signing with the Ravens.
Oh, I think he's talking about in the future.
That's what they were talking about in the future. I was talking about the past.
Right. So that's why I wanted D-Banks to tell me what he meant by old news. I'm thinking we're not talking about him signing previously. We're talking about the next time his contract is up. I don't think he will sign here. So I wanted to know what is old.
He loves Baltimore. He will.
Right, but he's going to, at some point you can love, it doesn't take away from your loving Baltimore. But at some point you get frustrated. And if you're not winning a Super Bowl here and the
Listen,
door opens and another opportunity and another organization is saying, "Hey, you come to us, we will build around you."
listen. I know you like the Orlando Magic, so you aren't really familiar with winning and just culture and anything like that. But there's a guy named Damian Lillard who played in
Yes.
Portland for a very long time and said, you know what? I know we aren't winning titles and I know we're not getting better, but I'm going to sit here and I'm going to wait as long as I possibly can and try to build with the team that I have. And I think that that's the faith and loyalty that Lamar has for this city and this organization.
Hey, coach, too late for that.
And we
What do you
listen,
mean?
we love going on the road. That's how we won all our Super Bowls as wild cards on the road, doing our thing. We like being an underdog. We cannot have prosperity in this organization being favored. So guess what? Doubt us all you want. We go into the playoffs and we win at least one game.
Lenny Beeson, welcome in. He said this was a grinded out style of game. This was a Henry and Lamar run option fourth quarter game. This was a game to me where we just did not look good. We did not look like a well-oiled machine on offense
Yeah.
for the entirety of the game.
Right.
That's what I saw. I saw a team that struggled at every turn. I saw a team that's offensive line didn't hold up well enough. I saw a team where quarterback was making mistakes. I saw a team where pass catchers, Zay Flowers, Mark Andrews, were dropping passes. Nelson Aguilar. I also saw a team where Justin Tucker missed 2 field goals and an extra point attempt. That's what I saw. So I saw a team where the defense seemed to be much better, seemed to play much better. Zach Orr called himself a good game today. Can we say the same thing about Todd Monken?
No. I saw too much Royal Farms chicken on the sideline.
Will you stop with Royal Farms chicken?
Too much Royal
You
Farms
said,
chicken on the sideline.
let me ask you, for those in the chat,
It makes your foot greasy. Miss kicks.
let me ask you a question. For those in the chat, Hendo is you as well. And if you're watching this on replay, thank you. Leave a comment down below. What are your thoughts about Justin Tucker? At this point, do we look into a replacement? Do we continue, or B, do we continue to believe that he is going to some strange miracle find his way again? What do we do?
We give him the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar treatment in these last 4 games. Each and every game, we give him a little rocking chair and send him on his way. Like you can find somebody with less cap space to do what he's doing, taking up less cap space to do what he's doing. Miss field goals, miss extra points. You can find him. Listen, we found Justin Tucker as an undrafted rookie. Not to say that you're going to find a Hall of Fame type kicker each and every time, but there are kickers out there that can do a better job than he is and make a lot less money. That can go to some offensive line help.
D Banks says the O-line held up more times than not, at least in the past game. Lamar had plenty of time to do something. I disagree, but I will have to go back and watch the film. I see in here Coach Evans from Sip to Tally Film. He does an amazing job of film breakdown. I want to see and hear from him how well this offensive line held up. Because from what I saw Lamar Jackson facing incredible amount of pressure every time the ball was snapped. Almost immediately.
Darn near.
Almost immediately. That fast. That's what I saw. But again, D Banks will hold your comment at bay. It will hold your comment in abeyance for right now. Let me go back and watch the film alongside Coach Evans because he really helps me to understand it. So, but we'll see. Defense is coming along.
But they held up more than not. Of course. Listen, anything to defend EDC, any excuse to say, "Oh yeah, he did a great job with this offensive line." He didn't. Howie Roseman did a great job with an offensive line. He built an offensive line, lost a Hall of Fame center, and still has a decent offensive line. We do not. Your quarterback should not drop back, and as soon as he plants his foot, has pressure from all sides. more than not. But that's not a conversation you're willing to have.
Tony says, I saw a team throw the ball 36 times in a 2-point game for the majority of the second half. Ravens still on that mess. So why are we continuing to pass the ball? That's what I said when we started this stream. So can someone explain to me, if you are a coach, I don't know if Coach Evans is still in here, if you've coached the game or if you played the game and really have an understanding, help me to understand, right? As a female, someone who's never played the game, help me to understand, why is it when you have Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson paired up together, you continuously throw the ball? Continuously. You don't run it.
Right.
Can someone help me to understand that?
It's bad coaching. And it's not the first time that we've seen this. Like we get down in games 3 points in the second quarter, and we get pass happy. The head coach, the offensive coordinator, they panic. They panic constantly. And what I'm upset about is Steve Bisciotti, you don't see this. You don't see that we're squandering opportunities. Not saying that this is the best iteration of the Baltimore Ravens in 2024, but we've had some really good teams that could have done some really good things. And the coaching staff, with the way that they're doing it, with the general manager, with the pieces that he's brought in. Because for me, y'all tell me defense wins championships, and Eric DeCosta's done everything possible to bring in every defensive player he can, but we ain't won no championship. So what are we doing here?
And Osmond said, Lamar was off because our O-line is poor. That's what I saw, D-Banks. I know you said that the defense...
He was off too. I mean, the offensive line has to do it, but he was just off. It was sometimes he wasn't pressured, and he just still threw the ball in bad spots. I mean, we're not going to absolve Lamar from some of his play.
No, absolutely not. There's enough blame. There's enough blame to go around. And I said, I gave Lamar his just due. You can't overthrow your targets. We saw that in the game, either last game or maybe the one before last. I can't recall. It was like, I think it was, two games ago. He just overthrew his targets like back to back to back. And I'm like, wait, we have to clean that up. we can't continuously overthrow our target. You have to know who your target is, what their arm reach is, and you've got to know when you have to know timing. You have to know efficiency. You have to know all of that.
But you also have to be protected.
You do. That's why I say this is a team sport and a team effort. The one, if I can say, shining light for today was that our defense really stepped up. And I can imagine how frustrated they were. It would have been nice to have a turnover. No, let me finish. I can imagine.
They gave up 24 points. Listen, you say what you want to say. We are only proud of this defense because they played better than the porous nature that they played early in the season. Let us not forget all the high-priced free agents, all the high-round draft picks that we have on this defense. Technically, theoretically, they shouldn't be giving up 24 points in a game with everything that has been allocated to this defense. We're just happy because they're not giving up 400 yards passing and 30 points in the game. But this is unacceptable for what EDC put on that side of the ball to shut teams down. They played better, but they didn't play up to the standard of what they were given and what we thought was going to happen coming into this season.
Oh, of course not. I never once wanted to allude to that. I am saying that they played better than they have. When we looked at the defense games 1 through maybe 6, 7, 8, we looked at this defense, and it could have been even more. But when we looked at this defense and we assessed them through the first at least 7, 8 games of the season, they looked better than they did then. Are they playing up to standard of their contracts? When you have a $70 million this, a $90 million that, $100 million.
But that's not a compliment, though. Saying that they played better than what they played early in the season, that's not a compliment.
It is, because
how is that a compliment? You play like trash, but you play better than like trash. That's not a compliment.
In my book, and reasonable minds can differ. Thank you so much for the super chat, Jonathan Alston. Thank you. He says, Lamar needs to stop being cute. Todd Monken also needs to stop being cute. John Harbaugh also needs to stop being cute. But yes, So thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate it. But what I was saying, Hendo, is I will take incremental improvement. I will take something to say, hey, there's at least this. Now, am I saying that this defense is superior? We're the best defense in the league and we're just on our way to stardom? No, I didn't say that.
No, but I'm just
Absolutely
saying
not.
let's not get complacent with mediocrity, with complimenting above mediocrity. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that you were saying that they're lights out. Just because people are saying, well, they used to give up 289 yards passing a game, now they just gave up 250. Yeah, that's better, but it's still not up to the standard that the Ravens set from last season. With
Yeah.
everything that they had, yes, they lost a couple of pieces. All I'm saying is let's not compliment them on playing better, but not playing their best.
Co-air multimedia. Don't forget that the missed field goals gave up momentum and field position. That's not the defense's fault. True. True enough. That's why I asked a few moments ago, what are your thoughts, co-air multimedia? What are your thoughts on Justin Tucker? Is it time to have a conversation about a possible replacement? Is it time to actually call a spade and say, hey, Father Time might not be so kind to him now? Or do we take the position that John Harbaugh said, and well, he's going to improve, he's going to figure it out, and then we believe in him, and he's working through some things. He knows what to do, and we fully expect him to be able to do it. RG, thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. Is it me? It seems like 80% of our passing game is scramble drills. Hendo?
When your offensive line is
You have to
blocking
scramble.
consistently most of the game, that's what happens.
Yeah. Yeah. It does kind of look like scramble drills, yes, but I have to look at it in totality. To me, and I have to disagree with D Banks, this offensive line did not hold up today.
But
Overall.
but I will say to D Banks's comments, when you are a two-time MVP, there should be times when your offensive line isn't playing up to standards and you take over a game. We've seen Lamar do it. And I think that's why some people are frustrated with what's going on, is because we've seen Lamar, without help at wide receiver, without help at running back, take over games. We've seen him do it on many occasions. And when we're playing teams that we think that we should beat and he doesn't look his best, he unfortunately gets some of the blame. So I can understand where people are coming from when they say certain things.
Yeah, 86 Blackberry White. Yeah, he said, for what it's worth, Jake Elliott missed 2 field goals and an extra point a few weeks ago versus Washington. But who won the game?
That's different.
I'm just asking who won the game. But anyway, confidence is
no.
big.
Oh, I thought you meant no. Philly won. Philly won the game.
That's my point. Yes, who won that game? Yes, Philly versus Washington. Exactly. Confidence.
8 straight.
Confidence is big with kickers. Tucker appears to have lost his. Not only his confidence, I just think he's lost he's lost the touch. He has.
He got gout from too much Royal Farms chicken.
If you don't stop with Royal Farms, if you don't stop it.
Pizza Bowley.
Knock it off. Danity says, to ask for perfection. To ask for perfection from a QB while a coach, defense, O-line, and wide receivers, not to mention your kicker, your punter, get to play mediocre is asinine. Please stop being ridiculous. Yes, that is ridiculous. To want to blame Lamar solely, or to want to put a large portion of this loss on Lamar, is unreasonable, and it's unrealistic, and it's inconsistent with the documentary evidence that we see here on the screen.
See? The ghost of Lamar Jackson just spoke. I don't know what that noise was.
That was me I hit my cup.
Oh, I thought that was Lamar speaking from the bank. Like
No.
tell a girlfriend.
No. Agro Valley Farm, thank you for being here. I've noticed that since the Steelers game, when the defense improved, the offense has declined. That's a scary thought. That's a scary thought. But that's what the evidence shows.
Just can't put it together.
Our defense, excuse me, our defense steadily improves, steadily inclines, takes steps in the right direction. Meanwhile, our offense just isn't following. That's it. Yeah.
It was a point in time during the season. This offense looked unstoppable. Unstoppable. We were running over teams. Lamar was just throwing passes all over the field. The offensive line looked competent. But then I guess once again, when you start playing these defensive like playoff teams, there is a difference. Yes, offensive line, like you said with the defense, offensive line from game one to now has played a lot better throughout the season. But are they on a championship level? Not at all. Because when we start seeing the TJ Watts, we start seeing the Myles Garretts, the Von Millers, when we start seeing guys like that, when we start bringing in the Jalen Carters, we can't handle them. And Lamar's just getting hit. Derrick Henry was getting hit. They hit Derrick Henry so many times behind the line of scrimmage. It was ridiculous. So to say that this offensive line won more than not, that's just not the truth.
The kid, if you were actually paying attention, what I was saying was it's not blaming Tucker for the loss. What I said was there's enough blame to go around. But to disproportionately place the blame on Lamar Jackson for not converting on third downs is irresponsible and it's reckless, because what you're doing is you are handicapping this front office and you're continuing to allow them to believe that what they're doing is correct. No, what they're doing is incorrect because we have suspect play calling. We have an offensive line that didn't hold up. So when you don't have the proper protection or the consistent protection against shot out to the Eagles against a very effective and forceful defense, heck, your whole team is really. When you don't have the proper protection for Lamar, what are you doing? What do you expect him to do?
All right, so let's use a bit of your own logic. Lamar's playing mid and not converting on third downs. How many points did the Ravens lose by, Yolanda? They lost 24-19. How many points is that? How many points is that? 5 points. Justin Tucker missed 7 points. In my book, and the last time I know I haven't been in school since the early 90s, in my book, 7 is more than 5. So yes, I can blame this loss on Justin Tucker because those 7 points would have given us a 2-point win. So if you do the math correctly, yeah, I can put this blame on Justin Tucker. And like somebody said, when you miss those field goals, you give the other team great field position. Now you put the defense behind the 8 ball. So yes, can I put this on Justin Tucker? You damn right. But you want to put it on Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson played well enough to win. Did Justin Tucker play well enough to win? I think not. And he only has one job: kick the ball between the uprights, which he did not do.
God Emperor, Lamar played terrible. Can you name another player who played terrible today on the team? If you can, I'll just wait to hear from you. You can let me know if was he the only one who played terrible, or can you think of one other player who also played terrible whose name is not Lamar? Just Tornado, thank you for being here. I hope Lamar is waterboarding all of them in the locker room right now. Probably not. Harbaugh first, and injustice was done against him today. Don't see when you Hendo lean back, see Tori.
I need for someone to file an injunction.
Stop this,
against John Harbaugh. What?
Let me see how do I mute my guest microphone because I can see where this is going. Because we're going to talk about subpoenas.
I don't
before Congress.
We don't need all of that. I just need an injunction to get a temporary stay on having John Harbaugh not coach the team for the rest of the season. Like there needs to be a restraining order between John Harbaugh, the players, the stadium, the ownership group. He can't come near him. We need to have a temporary interim head coach because a lot of this is ridiculous. Because my thing is, if we just lost like this and it just was happenstance, cool. But we continuously lose like this on a regular basis. We almost lost like this last week. We lost to the Steelers like this. We lost to the Browns like this. We lost to the Raiders. The Raiders with Gardner Minshew as the quarterback like this. We lost last season to Gardner Minshew and the Indianapolis Colts like this. We lose in the playoffs like this. And there is one man who is the common thread between all of this and every last season of us not running the ball when we get behind to losing. There's one common thread between this, and that is Jonathan Harbaugh.
Okay. There was another comment. Thank you, Sean Coles, for being here. One of my amazing channel members. Thank you. Thank you.
Appreciate everybody for showing up. Y'all ain't had to be here.
Yeah, you don't. We appreciate all of you. RG, question. The wide receivers and tight ends run 40-plus yard routes every passing play. I don't even see them on my TV. I don't even know how far they're running, but yeah, okay. Why can't we rely on short intermediate passes?
Because Todd Monken ain't that dude that y'all thought he was.
No, but I mean, especially in the face of a
No, because Todd
formidable.
Monken ain't the dude y'all thought he was. This is an issue, and you know what? I take that back. I'm not even putting all of this on Todd Monken because Todd Monken runs a John Harbaugh type scheme. Like he's limited in some of the things that he can do because he still has to run a Baltimore Ravens system. And this has not only been a problem with Todd Monken, it was a problem with Greg Roman, it's a problem with Marty Morningwig, Mark Trestman, all of these guys. We don't have the offensive line to block, but yet still we run slow developing plays that are 15, 20, 30 yards down the field. If your offensive line can't block, how can Lamar sit back there and wait for guys to run down the field to get open? So,
Ed. God Emperor. Lamar is a top 5 QB. He's probably top 2 and not number 2. He played, that's what Zay Flowers said. He played like a top 15 today. Well, how did the offense? Well, wait. I have a question. Wait. I know.
He didn't play well.
He did not play well. He
didn't play great.
He didn't play great. So, I agree with him today. He did not look like, a top tier quarterback. But listen, my question is, what ranking do we give the offensive line? Are they top 5? After I'm talking about today. Based on today, because you said today Lamar did not play like top 15. Well, did the offensive line as a whole play like a top 15? Maybe top 10.
You know who Lamar
top
played
5.
like? Lamar played like Patrick Mahomes been playing all season long, but he gets a pass.
Yeah. But yeah, going back to your question, RG, I don't know why Todd Monken does not scheme shorter passing plays. That doesn't make sense to me.
Because he's an older offensive coordinator.
I understand, but you have to be flexible, right? We talk about this all the time here on this channel and certainly on Hendo's as well. Make sure that you subscribe, join both of our channels, join the family. We've got a lot of content coming your way this upcoming December. But one thing that we do, but one thing that we say often is like, you have to be prepared to make in-game adjustments. Your job as a coach is to be able to recognize what's working, what's not, and figure out and have a plan B so that you can move to plan B in the event plan A doesn't work. So I'm fine with you scheming, 40-yard passing routes. You try that a time or 2 or 3. It doesn't work. Then what? Do you continue to do it? Or do you make some adjustments? Go, man. Okay. Thanks for being here. Hello. My take is we play 13 straight games against some good teams. The Raiders? Okay. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. And we lost to them. The Browns? And we lost to them too. So, but he said, his take is that we play 13 straight games against some good teams. Let's come out the bye week, a different team, and dominate. Well, we keep saying, let's come out and dominate. Let's come out and dominate. And we're not doing it. Let's next week or, the week after, 2 weeks, let's come out and be better. Well, when are we going to actually do it? Because by now we're in week, 14? Heading into week 14. So thank you. Let me follow.
Come on, guys. It's only been 13 games. We can turn it around. Hendo, what are you doing? It's only week 13. Like, you act like it's the whole season, like it's a trend or something. Yeah, people say stupid stuff like that to me in the comments. It's only week 13.
It's only week 13. So, I mean, I want to have the same optimism, Go Man, but I don't have it right now. Yolanda, thanks for the content. Thank you, Little Joker. I appreciate you, Little Joker. That is my guy. Vikings fan. Salute to you. Thank you for the donation. And he is also one of my amazing channel members. Thank you. Alicia T says there were no 3-step drop passing calls.
It may have been. He just took that third step and was like, whoops.
Yeah.
Didn't know you were going to be right here.
Didn't know you were going to be right here.
Go a little bit further.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think somebody said, why didn't Lamar run more? He did run. Lamar ran. Like, he saw some openings and he ran. But here's the thing, though. The reason, this is just my opinion, the reason I think that Lamar Jackson has looked more than he has in his MVP season is because he's not taking those constant hits running the ball. And it is not theoretically his job to run the ball. That's what we brought Derrick Henry in here for, to run the ball. Lamar Jackson got several first downs. Several first downs running the ball. How much more do y'all want him to run? Do y'all want him to be the leading rusher on his team? Then when the playoffs come and he's got a bad hip or a bad ankle or a bad knee, it's like, oh, why is Lamar hurt? We shouldn't have ran him so much throughout the season.
Yeah.
That's right.
Thank you, Webb. Thank you so much for the super chat petition. Even though I don't want to read it, I'm going to read it anyway because see when you said, then look, see he went and got his notepad out here. Now see why you starting? Why you doing this? You know how Hendo is.
We're gonna start a petition. I'm gonna write a very stern letter to Steve Bisciotti and have it signed by everybody. Like, what are you doing?
Petition Congress. See, this is why I tell you, Hendo. People listen to what you say. You started this with, I need John Harbaugh to go before Congress and answer. And I said, what does he need to answer?
Crimes against humanity.
Coaching malpractice. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you, Weber. Thank you. Appreciate you. Sean Coles, we need to start interviewing head coaches. That's long overdue. We should have done that a while ago. We should have done that some time ago. But the problem is we can want to interview and bring in new head coaches all we want, but if Bisciotti doesn't want that, it's probably not going to happen. Right. Come on, guys. We can do it. Yeah, we can. There's still time. There's still time. A lot of time left in the season, as a matter of fact. All 9 losses from 2023 to 2024 in regular season, the Ravens should have won. Thank you, Justin. Thank you for being here. And it's just frustrating. Very, very frustrating. Last year, we won every single game after the bye week until the last week. But this year, our bye week is very late.
I mean, it was late last year too, and this is something we chose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we chose this. We chose
to have later bye weeks.
Right.
Shout out to Nightmare Kilo. Says consistency beats dominance every time.
Yeah, thank you. I'll get to it. I will. I'm sure I will.
We're not consistent.
Yeah, we're not consistent. If this is a Super Bowl year, it's all on Lamar just being real. Huh. Mm-hmm. Okay. We know what we got, and it is what it is. Ravens always lose the same way. Not play smart ball from top to bottom. Does that have anything to do with the coaches?
Or the owner?
Or the owner?
Manager? Listen, I'm going to tell you what, it has nothing to do with Sashi Brown, though.
I was just about to say, does it not have anything to do with Sashi Brown?
He's been the only constant in this organization.
He's been the constant disappointment. Yes, he has. You want to talk about somebody needing to go before Congress? Where is Sashi Brown?
What has Sashi Brown done to you?
What?
What has he done? Sashi Brown has done nothing.
As a fellow jurist, I expect more from you. Don't give me that. He needs to do more.
That man doesn't have a voice. When you have John Harbaugh and Eric DeCosta today, he doesn't have a voice.
This is on Sashi Brown. It is.
It's not.
It is.
Lamar's mom called who out?
Uh-oh.
Is it about to get spicy?
No, my computer is stuck. Yeah, it's frozen.
Okay, keep it pushing. Like, keep it moving. We don't
stop.
But
I can't. I know I'm not, but I can't.
It's okay. Technology don't ever stop us.
I know, but I don't know why okay, let me see here. Let's see if it wants to work.
Because I won't be able. Your computer's heated that we lost the game.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, guys, sorry. I can't see your chat. I mean, I can see them, but I'm not going to be able to scroll through them or put them on the screen.
Till your computer catches up.
Plan B. Have a backup reserve mouse, and hopefully it works. Hopefully. Okay. Oh, yes, there we go. Okay.
Lamar's mom cussed Lamar out.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I heard she was a tough lady. She don't play.
Oh yeah, Lamar's mom does not play. We're going to come out the bye week rested and pretty much healthy. Yeah, but if we still don't play well, or if we don't have good play calling, it doesn't really mean a whole lot. Right. If Justin Tucker's still missing, field goals, if Lamar's still overthrowing his targets, if the pass catchers are dropping passes, if we're still fumbling the ball, then, healthy or not, it doesn't mean a whole lot to me. 33 Lady Ram. Lamar's stats are better than Hurts, but Henry did not get 20 plus runs. You know? Yeah.
I don't, and this is the thing I don't understand. As much as we bash John Harbaugh, and as sensitive as he is about us bashing him about the things that he does not do, how don't he get this right? How don't he sit there and say, you know what? I'm just feeling like Derrick didn't get enough runs going into the fourth quarter. Let's hey, Todd, fix that. Like,
Yeah.
I don't understand how this is still an issue with him. And I'm sure once we watch the press conference and they're like, yo, Derrick didn't get 20 carries. He's like, oh, really? I didn't know. It was the flow of the game. The flow
You
of the game
already
told you
know.
to keep passing.
Yeah. You already know. You already know.
Yes, clean house.
Jay and Jax, thanks for being here. Lamar ain't consistent. He played for MVP award today. This, to me, Jay, is more than an MVP award. I have my sights set on something much bigger and much greater. And what I have my sights set on for as a fan of this team is a Super Bowl. You can have your MVP. Lamar already has 2 of them. So thank you for that. However, and one was unanimous, and the second one was almost unanimous, but for 1 vote.
Somebody
But
was hating.
somebody was hating. But the issue that I have with this is Lamar is consistent, but there are times where he's not. But then my question, as I put it back on you, Jay and Jax, name one player on this Baltimore Ravens team who has been all season. I'll wait. Thank you
About
for the super chat. We
How
just
about that? I just need to say this, and I'm going to say this. Listen, okay, 5th loss. No MVP. I said early in the stream, no MVP has lost 5 games in a season. No person has lost 5 games in the season and went on to win the MVP award. So now we can put this narrative behind us, unless there's going to be a precedent set this season. Now we cannot worry. We don't have to worry about MVP talk, MVP candidacy, any of these things, and we need to worry about getting better and winning the Super Bowl. So we can just kill all that Lamar for MVP, MV3 stuff now, and worry about winning these games and getting to the playoffs to have a chance to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah. At this point, like I said, Ed, my goal for this team, or my hope for this team, is so much bigger than an MVP. It was, okay, let's make it to a Super Bowl. Let's actually go on a Super Bowl run and win it all this year. Let me get the super chat before I miss it. But seriously, thank you for the super chat. But seriously, Weber says, but seriously speaking, Lamar's not getting any younger. I just don't see us winning a Super Bowl so long as Harbs is our head coach. Speak on it. Speak on it.
Thanks.
And what I'll say in response to this comment is, I was hoping, and I really was, I was hoping that we could win despite John Harbaugh. And it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case. We have the potential. We have what it takes. We can do it. And in fact, shameless plug, I have a video coming out tomorrow that just recorded this weekend. Obviously, it's before today's game, but I talked about the importance of 12 personnel and how the Ravens can use it and have used it to be effective. Well, just when you watch it, please come by, watch it. When you watch it, just don't pay attention to what we did today, because that kind of negates what I'm saying in the video. But anyway, 12 personnel. Do we use it effectively? That's what I want to know. Play action. RPO. Do we use it effectively with the weapons that we have on our team?
It's right shallow.
God Emperor says, this is a Super Bowl team. Lamar makes it a Super Bowl team. He does, but you can't win a Super Bowl by yourself. As much as I would love Lamar Jackson, and I know we saw it last year against the Kansas City Chiefs where he threw the ball up, caught his own pass, and ran for the first down, that's just not realistic. Lamar can't do it alone. And if we don't have the proper help for him, namely that offensive line, and we've been saying all season long, the offensive line is a concern, but then we get pushback because they were improving. They were getting better. But does that mean that they were great? And if you want to decide whether an offensive line is great, you have to play a team with a great, solid amazingly stout defensive front. We did today. And that really shows you, and it exposes who you are as a team. So Daniel Franklin says Stanley has been consistent. Has he?
For the most part.
For the most part. For the most part. I can think of a couple of instances where I'm like, ooh, Stanley, what are you doing? Everybody has that. Right. 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 Another one, Kyle Hamilton. Starting off the season, I'm going to say no, but not necessarily because of Kyle Hamilton's fault. I think it was we weren't using him properly. Zach Orr was trying to figure it out. Like, oh, how do I use him? Oh, what's the best? So, I mean, Attitude Pop. Sorry, I was reading a comment. Attitude Pop said, Lamar said his mom cussed him out for not running and taking off when he needed to stop forcing passes. Sometimes he trusts his receivers too much. I'm glad she cussed him out and confronted him. Yeah. I mean,
Ben Johnson? Ooh, no. Ben Johnson don't got enough heart for me.
Mm-hmm.
They asked the question about who would, the question of if we got rid of Harbaugh, who would the Ravens want as head coach?
I don't know. Right now, I'd have to give it some thought.
Brian Flores.
Yeah. And I see you in the chat. Stanley has been very consistent. Yeah, he has pretty much. He's had, some plays where he's like, ooh, but for the most part, he has. But that's my point. You can name maybe one player who has. Arguably, Kyle Hamilton might be, but not early on in the season.
Yeah, he was getting beat like a drum, and that had nothing to do with the system. He's getting beat by fullbacks, running backs.
My point was, and yes, I see Stanley in the chat. Stanley has been very consistent. My point is, out of a 53-man roster, you point out one person. One. That's it. So the remainder of the team as a whole, as a collective, they have not been consistent. And that was my point.
Oh, I hope he wasn't talking about for this game. I thought he meant for the season.
No, my question was name one player who's been consistent all season. And the responses are Stanley's been solid. Yes, I see you saying Stanley has been solid. Absolutely. But my point was you pick out one player, and other than him, you have to kind of go deep into the recesses of your mind. Let me think. Could I think of another player? It's not like you're able to say, well, this one has been consistent. This one, and this one. I've got a handful. No.
Nobody's been that consistent on this team. Nobody.
And that was the point. Was the point. So,
but Lamar's the face of the franchise. He makes the most money. Of course, he's going to get most of the blame.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, they're cheap when it comes to the offense. Yeah. Yes, we need a better play call.
Go man, yeah, we could be 12-1 if we just beat ourselves. Yeah, and it starts with the front office. If they didn't beat us down with a lot of their, just
If we'd have ran the ball consistently versus the Chiefs, versus any of these teams, if we ran the ball like we were supposed to run the ball, because we did the first game of the season versus Chiefs, the Ravens really didn't know what to do with Derrick Henry. And they were kind of trying out some things, ran them, I think, like 14 times or whatever. Same thing that happened against the Raiders in each of the losses. We ran Derrick Henry 15 times or less. If we'd have ran the ball like we know we can run the ball and been the most dominant run team like we have been each and every season for the last 6 seasons, we could be 13-0. But our head coach won't allow that to happen. He has to have mental mistakes. He has to have time mismanagement. He has to just utilize a challenge flag when he has no need to. And it's on him and this general manager, and I blame Eric DeCosta for a lot of things. And I understand he may not have the same power as most general managers, but at least man up and say something like, yo, bro, you are sabotaging this team. You need to change or adjust your ways, at least in the slightest. But it's, of course, as we all buddy, we neighbors, we're gonna keep drowning with this sinking ship.
Yeah. Go man, Ravens have been in every single game, just mental mistakes. It's not just mental mistakes, it's physical mistakes as well. A pass catcher not catching a pass. Lamar overthrowing a target. Fumbles by our pass, by our our tight ends, or by our running backs, or by Lamar.
Trade for a wide receiver you're not going to utilize.
There you go. drafting all of these players who never seem to make it to the field because they're healthy scratches.
But they can make it to special teams though. They can play a couple snaps on special teams and be the gunner.
Sean Coles has a question. Can we do a survey for firing John? Thank you, Sean. I will think about it. I'll
Do
think
it.
about putting up a poll on my channel. I'm not sure that I'll do it, but I'm sure a lot of people that I've seen on social media, a lot of people are pro fire John Harbaugh. They're all for it.
But it's so
But there's, oh, go ahead.
the profile John Harbaugh, it's a bit skewed because a lot of people don't see it in totality. A lot of people see it as, we've had a bad game, blase, blase. People don't realize when we say fire John Harbaugh, it's not for this game. It's not for this season. It is for the totality of the last 12 years.
Yeah.
So some people just say, oh, it was a bad game, we get over it. No, he has continuously and constantly messed around and found out he's not the great head coach everybody wants him to be. He's had great players that have done great things. And for me, it's we still 17 years later consistently have the same issues we had when John Harbaugh first was the head coach. And the only thing that's consistent, the only thing that is still around outside of the owner is you. So sometimes you have to do a little self-reflection and be like, the problem is me. Maybe I need to change. Maybe I need to do something a little bit different to have a different outcome. But John Harbaugh's like, nah, I'm gonna continue to do the things the exact same way that I've been doing them and hope for the best. If not, who got it better than us? Nobody.
Vance Way wants to know, do you think something is going on in the locker room?
I think so.
I don't think so. I think something is going to start to go on in the locker room. And here's why I say no. Other than a couple of games here and there in the last few weeks, the Ravens were on a winning streak. What did we win? 5 in a row?
Yeah.
5 or something in a row? Something like that. When you are winning repeatedly, week after week, consistently, that kind of masks the issues. You tend to kind of sweep it under the rug, so to speak. You don't really talk too much about it because why? You won. You're happy, right? You don't focus on, well, yeah, we won, but let's talk about that this could have really and easily, quickly gone another direction. You just give praise and say, yes, we're happy we won. So I think now that we lost previously, we won against the Chargers, but before that we lost. Now that we're seeming to collect L's, right? I think we will start to see maybe something going on in the locker room. That's
I disagree. It's something been going on in the locker room. This is exactly why they sat Marcus Williams at home for a game, and then John Harbaugh's like, oh, I'm gonna keep that behind closed doors. We're gonna ha 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 just between us. And I believe he's gonna come back and do great things. Then we had the issue with Eddie Jackson. Understandably, he hasn't been playing well, but at that point, what defender on the Ravens was playing well. Then we left him at home and then cut him, and he had some things to say on social media. So I do think that there is something, there's a split, a shift going on in the locker room. I don't know what it is, but it just seems like the team is very disjointed. Just like with Lamar Jackson when Marlon Humphrey was doing his normal live, and Lamar like, yo, cut that out. Like, yo, you shouldn't be doing this. You need to be practicing and getting better at your craft. So I think that there is a split somewhere in this locker room, and you have a sector of people. Like it started to happen last season with Patrick Queen. Patrick Queen came out in front of the media and was like, yo, I'm tired of the same dumb stuff. I'm tired of losing the exact same way. I'm tired of hearing the same dumb messages. So I think that this locker room is fractured. Now, of course, like you said, the 5-game winning streak, yes, it masks a lot of things, but it doesn't mask the fact that this locker room ain't together like they were last season, in my opinion.
Agreed. I there's merit there, sure, but
listen, you can say it's merit there, but listen, let's just skip to 48 hours from now when I get the little voice message in my thing saying, "Hendo, you were right." You know how that goes. You know how you like to debate with me, and then later on go back, "You were right." Yeah, and I just sit back about what now? You got to be more.
The 1 or 2 times that I've had to make that statement, that's fine.
I got
Fox. We're moving on. Jeff Fox. Birds defense showed why they are number 1. Shout out to your team.
Facts. And Howie Roseman. Listen, This is why we tell people watch other football teams and
Mm-hmm.
not just watch the Ravens, because a lot of Ravens fans just watch the Ravens and feel like that's the only way that you run a team. Howie Roseman went out and found a way to get the number one defense, but still went out and got a damn good offense. At the time of this game, they were seventh in points per game and third in yardage. So you have a defense that's extremely good and you have an offense that's extremely good. How do you do that? Because y'all love to say, Hendo, this ain't Madden. How you gonna go out here and get all of these people? Well, ask Howie Roseman, because he seems to do it on a very consistent basis.
Marcus Williams was an elite. He was an elite safety. When? Not for the Ravens.
He went. Listen,
Maybe
when
he
Marcus,
was elite over and when he played over
no,
in
no, no,
New
no,
Orleans.
no, he was not.
I'm
Listen,
just I'm asking God Emperor. He said he was, so I just want to know. I
he
just
meant
want
elite. He meant an elite person in the locker room. That's what he meant. Because listen,
uh,
when he was up for free agency, he wasn't even the best safety that was available. The Ravens never go and get the best player available. They get the one that's most cost effective, the one that they can say, "Hey guys, we went out and made a splash and tried to sign this individual." Well, he wasn't the best guy available, and now we're seeing now why he wasn't after we paid him all this money.
I'm laughing. Nightmare Kilo. Somebody needs to bench Harbaugh. Okay. Facts, JB. Wish we
Oh yes,
had a GM as good as the Eagles have.
yes, and
Listen,
like Blackberry said, listen, Howie's made a lot of mistakes, but the thing that I like about him is he doesn't let that define him. Because that Jalen Rager thing, and I said this the other day, that Jalen Rager thing, that's massive. One pick before Justin Jefferson got drafted, you took Jalen Rager. But once again, he didn't stop and say, you know what, woe is me. He didn't get in front of everybody and say, guys, I can't draft wide receivers, so I'm going to quit. No, guess what he did? He not only drafted a wide receiver, he went out and traded for one. He went out and traded for AJ Brown. So he learned from his mistakes and he continues to try to make that team better. Unlike us, where we continue to get these free agents that's been discarded by other teams and everybody gets excited. Oh, we signed Desmond King and Tre'Davious White and we got this person and that person. What needle are they moving? How are they making this team better? Yes, it's name recognition, but are they making this team any better? Are they making what has Desmond King done? Has he been promoted to the active roster just of yet? Because I was told, oh God, we get another All Pro. So what? Eddie Jackson was an All Pro. How did he turn out?
ooh, mercy. Weber said, we need an elite pass rusher. We sure do because my guy Odafe Owe cannot do it alone.
He can't do it in the
And
group either.
you better leave him alone. Leave him. Just stop. Just stop.
Can't do it in the group either. So what are you saying?
Jordan, welcome into the show. Tucker lost this game for the Ravens. I'm not going to blame Justin Tucker
This team,
entirely.
this team
Should
lost. This team
This
lost.
was a team loss. There was enough blame to go around, starting in that front office, starting with Sashi Brown, all the way down. So there's enough blame to go around here. Does Justin Tucker have his faults, and should he take a introspective look?
Hold up.
Absolutely, he should.
That's a good question.
But so should everybody else.
I'm sorry. Sean Cole said, "Are we going to blame Harbaugh when EDC hasn't given him anything to work with?" So I'll admit EDC is not the greatest when it comes to drafting players, but he has made some very outstanding trades. Let us
Yeah.
not forget 2023 best record in the league, 2019 best record in the league. 2019 I think we had the most Pro Bowlers in the league, or had tied with the most Pro Bowlers in the league. Don't forget that John Harbaugh has a say in some of the draft picks that we make. John Harbaugh was the guy that wanted Ben Cleveland. John Harbaugh was the guy who wanted tight end Ben Mason. So let's not just act like John Harbaugh sits back helplessly and like, EDC, why are you not giving me enough help? He gives his input into the guys that he wants, which is why we have the Salas and the Faaleleles, because he wants these good guys that have good character. John Harbaugh was the reason we drafted Kamala Correa over Derrick Henry back in 2016.
If you
So
don't
let's not.
stop
Let's
with
not.
Kamala
I'm just saying.
Correa, and
I'm
what's the
just
other
saying.
one?
Bronson Kafusi.
Kafusi,
We could
Bronson
have had gone Joe
Kafusi.
too. Like we could have done so many things. So let's not act like we're gonna absolve John Harbaugh of some of this, because he has some power and he has some sway inside of that draft room, and he gets to call some of these draft picks.
Yeah.
EDC
Daniel,
gives him a lot of the guys that he asked for. So let's not put it like EDC ain't the best, but let's not put everything on him. Harbaugh has to share some of this blame.
indeed. Daniel Franklin, did Oway play today? See, Daniel, I thought you and I were on our way to being BFFs. But
He
now you're
did.
bringing up Odafe Oway, like
Yes.
you know he was on the field. He just didn't do a whole lot today.
Dan, you saw him out there playing airplane.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop
I'm
it!
like, what is he doing, bro?
Tucker still has plenty of leg strength and height. It's just not accurate. I don't know what he has right now
So,
because it's whatever you need to be able to make a kick. He doesn't have that.
so does
Whatever
Greg the
that
Leg
is.
Zerline.
Okay.
He has kick. He ain't got no accuracy.
86 Blackberry White says we are looking good right now with Mitchell and DeJean though.
Team. Yeah, and then when you get Slay back,
And
even
when
better.
you get Darius Slay, I mean,
That's another thing. Y'all played without y'all top corner.
you played without your other wide receiver.
Like it's a bunch of stuff. Like it's yeah. So and that's another reason why I don't give kudos to the defense. Y'all weren't even at full power. It still pretty much did what y'all wanted to do.
Scott Fearing, welcome into the show. Lamar can't win the big games. Offense is sloppy. If you stop Henry, can y'all depend on Lamar's arm against a good team?
Isn't that what happened versus Tampa? Isn't that what happened versus Tampa Bay? I could have sworn that Henry wasn't doing anything and Lamar had to come in and do what he needed to do. We should have won that game versus Pittsburgh. Henry didn't do much that game. Last season, we beat what was supposed to be the best team in the league when it came to the Detroit Lions. Henry wasn't on the team. We came in against the leading MVP candidate in Brock Purdy. We beat the snot out of them. We played the Miami Dolphins. That was supposed to be a big game. Lamar Jackson beat them. The Seattle Seahawks, supposed to be a big game. We beat them as well. So, yes, Lamar has his hits and misses in big games and not so big games. Like, it happens. There's an ebb and flow with all quarterbacks. So, to give that hyperbole, just to regurgitate the things that you hear about Lamar not winning big games. He's won big games in his career. Hence why he's won 70% of his games throughout the NFL in his 7-year career. You can't tell me he's never played a big game before and not won it. His record in prime time is what, 19-1? I mean, I'm sorry, 19-5 or something like that. I mean, you tell me. Has he won in the playoffs consistently? No, but he's won big games.
Yeah. Yeah. I hope the Ravens get it together after the bye. They haven't been able to get it together thus far. Yeah. The defense, Jordan says the defense wasn't the problem either.
So, okay, I got a question. All right, cool. We get the bye week, right? Cool. Everybody's waiting on the bye week. They want to use the bye week as an excuse of, well, listen, we'll get it together. We'll have the bye week. The Ravens will come in and we'll see a different team. Didn't they have 10 days off before they played the Steelers? Didn't they have like a mini bye before the Steelers?
Yes.
And the Steelers played the game like right before that. And what did the Ravens do? So this bye thing and getting it together, I'm not buying it. Like, we do this every season. We have a run of good games, but this year, unfortunately, with this offensive line lagging and us having a defense that's not playing the way that they have in the past, we're not looking the way that we have. Do I think the Ravens are going to run the table after the bye week? I do not.
I don't call him Tucker. I call him Miss Tucker.
Wifter Tucker.
As long as we're not calling Oway with. Failure.
No, he's Mr. Riffs.
Failure brings to the surface what is wrong with the Ravens. Team, mental toughness, coaching, and subpar performance from the QB, Tucker, etc. need to be addressed. Ooh. Aggro, you said a mouthful then. Thank you for the super chat. Let me see if I can find it. Let me go here. Donovan, thank you. Thank you for the super chat, Donovan. Thank you for your support. Harbaugh's the ringleader of this circus. It is truly 100%. A circus.
Yep.
Yes, he is. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the donation. Thank you. Thank you.
Barnum and Bailey.
Yeah.
And Steve Bisciotti's the owner, and he's like, the formula's working. I'm not changing it. The formula's working. We sell out in every city we go to. So listen, the performances are going to stay the same.
John R. says Lamar overthrows too much. He has in the last few weeks, that's for sure.
Did you say the same thing when the Kansas City Chiefs needed Patrick Mahomes to go win in the game Friday, and he kept overthrowing his receiver? Did you say that about Patrick Mahomes? Probably not. But of course, it's Lamar. We're gonna nitpick every little thing that he does. Does he need to be better? He does. But all quarterbacks miss passes. Every single one of them. Josh Allen missed passes today. Joe Burrow missed passes. Everybody misses passes. But of course, it's a little bit exaggerated when you lose. Like when you lose games, people are going to point out your flaws. People aren't going to point out the fact that he ran for 3, 4 first downs. He kept some drives alive by scrambling out and hitting guys while on the move. They're not going to point that out. They're going to point about the things that he did not do right. What did Rashad Bateman do today? What did y'all so-called superhero do? Not much. What did Isaiah, if he plays the whole season, he going to be 1,000-yard tight end likely do?
Okay, let me move on because
thank
you,
I'm just
Hendo.
asking. I mean,
Hendo,
I'm listening.
okay.
I'm not. Everybody deserves blame on his team, but it seems that there's always only a shift towards one person.
Mm-hmm. John R says Harbs and Tucker need to go. They do. We got another super chat. You all are in here just showing love tonight, and we really appreciate it. Thank you. Yes. Thank you so much.
Today was a very special day. I do appreciate it.
It was, and we want to take a few minutes to. We want to take a few minutes to recognize what happened earlier in today's stream. Thank you, Donovan, again for the super chat. Lamar shouldn't have to be perfect. He shouldn't have to scramble every play. The other parts of the team failed to do their jobs, making his job harder. Absolutely. Agreed.
You get what you pay for. Eric DeCosta tried to go the cheap route with the offense like he always does, and he got what he paid for. You paid for an experimental offensive line with some dudes that you like. Maybe they can do it. Maybe they can't. I really don't know. And we're starting to see what's happening with these guys. They aren't up to par.
My question is Solo927. Thank you for being here. Did Bateman play at all in the game, or did he play some and then have to exit? I just don't know. I don't remember seeing him early on, and then I remember maybe around halftime or beginning of the second half, it said that Bateman was out ruled out with a knee injury. So I thought that maybe he did play some in the first half, but just didn't have much of an impact. Then injured his knee and then went out. But I don't know that to be a fact. That's something that I will have to look up after the show.
They lied to me. They lied. It was his knee. They said it was too much chip fingernail polish.
Agro Valley Farm says, sometimes I'm glad when the Ravens lose for Harbaugh to eat humble pie. I don't think he eats any humble pie, no matter if they lose. He doubles down on his stance, his position. He gets grumpy. He gets disgruntled. He doesn't want to answer questions. He gives a stubborn refusal to be cooperative. And so that's kind of what I see, as opposed to really taking ownership, taking responsibility, addressing the elephant in the room. That's what I would like to see from a head coach, and I don't see that from John Harbaugh. So
the sad part is we don't lose enough for Harbaugh to get fired. We lose enough for him to come in and make some nonsensical statement about some stuff we've heard 22 times before, and a lot of people eat it up. I need a media pass for one day, because I know I'm gonna get fired or kicked out or take my credentials taken away, because I'm not gonna ask him softball questions. I'm gonna go up there and ask him, why do you keep doing the same dumb stuff every time? Like, why? And then you come in the press conference and get the same stupid speech. Yeah, I'm proud of my guys. I'm happy with this, and we need to do better and stack plays and get better, yada, yada, yada. Like, nah, bro. Like, you need to do something different as a head coach. Or are you sometimes, just like they said a couple weeks back, they need to bring in some competition for Justin Tucker to kind of light a fire under him to play better. Why don't we bring in some coaching competition for John Harbaugh to make him coach?
Thank you, Hendo. Thank you so much, Hendo. Thank you. We're not going to. We have another super chat. You guys are showing so much love. Let me read the super chat, and then I really want to say something very, very important. Thank you, Donovan. Again, Donovan says right here, thank you for the $5 donation. He said, number 77 plays like he's 77, and Harbaugh claps it up for him. We like our guys. Tucker got noodles for legs, but yet we like our guys. And who has it better than us? No,
everybody. Hold on.
Thank you, Donovan, again for the super chats.
Donovan, it's 9:00 now. I want ramen. Now I want some ramen, and everything's pretty much closed.
Let me take a couple of seconds here just to say that today in the show that Hendo and I did earlier today, there was a halftime raid from the Tom Grossi posse. And Tom Grossi, I've been following him, watching him for years, even, 3-4 years now. and I appreciate all that he does. I love his work. He's very altruistic and just, I appreciate him. And tonight, well, this afternoon, during halftime, he rated Hendo's stream. Hendo and I did a stream, and they rated his channel. And so the floodgates opened from all of the people that, go and support Tom Grossi. What he does is he says to his subscribers, hey, let's see who's live streaming right now. Let me just do a search, see who's live streaming, see if they're a smaller channel. He has upwards of 500, 600, 700,000. I mean, he's getting close to 1 million subscribers. Okay. Let me just say it that way. I don't want to take any subscribers away, but he's getting close to 1 million. So he's way up there. He says, let me find a channel that is smaller in size and let's go raid them, meaning we're going to support them. We're going to give, go over, subscribe to their channel and just give them engagement. And they did just that. And it was so touching and heartwarming to see Tom Grossi and his fans and all of his supporters come over and support Hendo in the work that he's doing here on the Rogue Pod. So shout out to Tom Grossi Posse. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Keep doing what you're doing, Tom, because you are really leaving an indelible impression on this world. So thank you. Yes, there was something you said earlier, I be saying, that I wanted to see.
All right, that's my shout out my new member, Solo 927.
Wait.
Appreciate you.
Wait, where's the new member? What's the person's name?
Solo 927.
Yes, just became a sponsor. Let me go back and put the comment section back up, and it's this one here. Solo 927 just became a sponsor. Thank you. Thank you. That is so good. That is so good. We appreciate the support. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. Yes. Well, family, Alaskan Man says Harbaugh will have a new name benched after the bye week. Yeah, right. One can only hope. I see you, Agnes. At least Tucker takes accountability. He does. He has taken accountability. He said he was going to work on. He knows what he needs to work on, and he said he was going to work on it. And we just haven't seen it consistently.
That's the dumbest thing to me. Like, not you personally, but the dumbest thing to me is to see an article saying the Baltimore Ravens support Justin Tucker. Justin Tucker said he's confident he's going to get back in. What is he supposed to say? Yeah, I'm done, y'all. I'm just sit back, collect this check, and hope y'all don't cut me at the season's end. What is he supposed to like? That's the dumbest thing to me. Well, yeah, he said he's going to change some things and do this. He figured out what's wrong. He didn't figure out what was wrong. He made whatever he did, made it worse.
Sean Coles, one of my awesome channel members. If I was Steve Bisciotti, I would fire John Harbaugh, hire a new coach named John just for principle. Yeah, that'd be good. Jordan wants to know, nobody complaining about Monken. I talked about the play calling earlier in the beginning of the show. Jordan, I called it out. I said, this suspect play calling, why are we passing the ball? And a couple of other people put comments in the chat. Why are we passing the ball 30, 40 times in a game, but yet, we don't run the ball? That doesn't make sense. That just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, anytime your sister picks your offensive coordinator for you, it's a problem.
Shout out to Just Toronado. Thank you, who became a member of my channel. Thank you. And if you would like to become a member of what I'm doing over here at Ravens Talk with Yolanda, it's just another way for you to support the channel. Feel free to click on the join button that's down in the description. It will bring up 3 different tiers for you to choose from, and I appreciate it. So a shout out to Just Toronado. Thank you. Marshall Fox. Oh my goodness. We have Marshall Fox in the house. I got to take 2.5. So Marshall Fox I got a chance to meet him in person at Ecamm Creator Camp, but Marshall is a born and raised Baltimorean.
Okay.
Baltimorean, loves himself some Baltimore Ravens.
You said the right thing.
But let me finish. So Marshall Fox, he is amazing. This graphic design, if you are a YouTuber, or even if you're not, and you just have a graphic design need, click on Marshall Fox's avatar. He's onto something. He's very, very talented. Wow, amazing. But he says he's sick after today's game. Me too, Marshall. Me too. Thank you for being here, Marshall. Yes, Hendo.
How long have you known him?
I haven't known him personally.
No. How long have you known of him?
Oh, I've known of Marshall probably about a year.
So all the times we discuss things, and you've heard me, LBHT, and all them talk about stuff, and talk about needing a graphic designer. This is the first time that you're mentioning him to us.
I don't know that you've asked me that you mentioned you needed a graphic designer.
You've
Because
heard us.
if I would have known that, I certainly would have referred you to Marshall. But now you know, Marshall Fox. Click on his avatar if you are in need of any type of. If you're a content creator and you want to level up your presentation, your package.
Ooh,
Yes.
Listen,
Marshall
Juanita.
Fox.
Listen, Juanita Harbaugh. I'm gonna let you slide this time. Juanita Harbaugh, I'm gonna let you slide this time. Whew.
I don't get it, but I'm going to move on. Yeah, I'd be saying it was something.
You're John Harbaugh's female counterpart, Juanita.
Okay, still don't get it. I'd be saying, yeah, there was something that you said earlier, and I can't find it. So that's why I said your name. It was a comment that you made earlier that I wanted to highlight. So,
Right.
but yeah, this front office is a disgrace. It's a joke. Front office is down. Yeah. Hi, Sylvester. Thanks for being here. Thanks for joining. But
Thank you.
yeah, we've talked about everybody because Go Man. Yes, you do. I appreciate you, Go Man. I don't always agree with you, but you keep it respectful, so I can't argue with you there. I appreciate that.
That's all we ask.
I appreciate that. We usually, the comments that you make, I have a differing of opinion about it, but I appreciate you being respectful and polite. Thank you. But yeah, we do. We love our Ravens. And the problem is, the sad thing is, I think we have so much, and I hate to keep saying this word, we have so much potential on this team. And we just seem like week after week, we're just wasting it. Can we go on a run? Can we win 5 games in a row? Yes, we can. But then can we win like a big game here? No, we can't. Solo 927, thank you so much for the $5 super chat donation. We appreciate you. Thank you. You're very welcome, Marshall. You're very welcome. Thanks for being here. Thank you for joining. Yolanda doesn't watch the show. Yolanda doesn't watch what show? What's the comment? I mean, tell me what you mean, Sean Coles. Let me know. V, thank you for being here. Go Eagles, Super Bowl bound. Oh, okay. You got to get past the Lions.
Yeah,
You got to get past.
Y'all got y'all one Super Bowl. Be happy. Yes, if the Ravens don't win it, go Lions. They've been suffering since the 1930s. Let them have their time.
I think that's the one. Moving on from Harbaugh during the bye week. That is something that we have talked about quite a bit. Would it be nice to move on from John Harbaugh during our bye? Sure. Yeah. Is it likely? Is it possible? Is it going to happen? Probably not. So
your man is smart when it comes to surrounding himself with guys that can't take his job. If he had Brian Flores as his defensive coordinator, Steve Bisciotti might consider it. But being that he has 97-year-old Todd Monken in Green O's Zach Orr, they ain't got nobody they're going to promote that they would put in his place.
Lonely therapy. Ain't that the truth? The weird thing about this game is that the Eagles were the more penalized team than the Ravens. Now, who would have thought we would be here sitting here saying this? The Ravens have been out here just collecting like souvenirs these penalties up till now.
Ravens got away with a lot of penalties.
Yeah, we did.
They didn't call. They got away with a lot of, but nobody gonna talk about that though.
Spike, 23s. Yes, congratulations to your Eagles. You came into the bank and you guys got the dub. You got the win. Congrats.
I want to see y'all again in the Super Bowl. And
okay, Hendo, I don't think we want to talk so much trash right now. It's not looking so pretty for our team, so let's just congratulate. I know, I get it.
Listen, I have recharged my talking smack reserve, and I'm ready to go again. Listen, it's one game. It's one game. They got it. They beat us. They got us. They better team.
But at least wait till tomorrow before you resume. Sylvester, yes, we'd be lucky if we make the playoffs. That's what I'm saying. Like, we are here thinking like, oh man, playoffs is in the bag. And I hear what you're saying, Hendo. I get it. It's not about how.
I didn't say.
No, earlier you were saying it's not necessarily about how, like good the Ravens are playing or not so good the Ravens are playing. It's more about how bad the AFC as a whole is playing. So that's what the comment I was making reference to. So yeah, I'm like, yeah, we'd be lucky if we make it to the playoffs. Like, Yeesh. Me
We won't be right.
too. Daniel, I wish Mike McDaniel was still here. I do too.
I mean, his
I do
defense
too.
is struggling, so I don't.
But I mean, he's a first-year head coach. He struggled his first year as a defensive coordinator. But guess what? One thing about him, hold on, one thing about him, he figured it out. He figured it out.
I'm not saying that they're not gonna figure it out, but
yeah.
I don't know if that would make a difference. I don't know.
Question here. EDC and Harbaugh have squandered Lamar's career so far. Osmond wants to know.
Super facts. 20. Listen, to rehash shortly. 2019. You have a quarterback that you didn't believe in, that you didn't really think that he was a passer. You thought he was a novelty quarterback, and you just brought him in for some excitement, to bring some tickets, to sell some seats, and all that other stuff. He comes in, he wins an MVP in 2019. At this point in time, you should say to yourself, you know what? I wasn't expecting this. The fan base wasn't expecting this. He's really good. Let's build around him and build a team around his skill set and see if we can take him even higher. But the Ravens said, no, what we're going to do is we're going to take away from him and see how far we can go with lessening on the offensive side and bringing in more on the defensive side. Then they said, you know what? We're not winning with defense, so let's get more defense. All right, we're not winning with more defense, so let's get more defense. We're not winning with more defense, so let's get more defense. Now that more defense, it sucks. So yes, they have squandered his career so far without giving him adequate weapons, adequate protection, adequate coaching to get the best out of Lamar Jackson. Because I still don't know how good Lamar Jackson actually can be. If you put him in a Philadelphia Eagles system, so to speak, and you give him Dallas Goedert, you give him A.J. Brown, you give him Devontae Smith, then we might see the best of Lamar Jackson. But as of right now, I don't really know.
V says, we got a rookie man handling Derrick Henry. Now, wait now. Watch your step now. Watch where you step in, V. You got the victory. We gave you that, but I'm about to tell you.
I mean, are they talking about Cooper DeJean?
Yeah. Yeah, we're talking about Cooper. Yeah. Okay. We still not gonna let you get away with too much more of this, though. But we're trying to,
You're the winner. You the
gently.
winner. You get away whatever you want to get away with. You the winner.
I know, but you were just ready 2 seconds ago to talk smack and say,
because that's what I'm saying. Because if we'd have won,
oh my gosh,
we might have had a 24-hour stream.
Yes, you would have.
Exactly. We had a 24-hour stream about what y'all got to say now. You know what I'm saying? We the real East Coast team.
Hey, Killer Cam. How are you?
What's up, Killer Cam?
Thanks for coming by. Sylvester, I'm still trying to figure out why Lamar's laughing at offense gets off the field scratching.
Because he's frustrated.
Yeah.
He's frustrated. Sometimes when you get so angry, you have to laugh.
You got to laugh to keep from yelling, screaming,
right, or going off. Just like you have to laugh. Like
Hendo, I'll let you take this one right here. Go Man says that Herbs is a winning coach. Yes. We know what he is doing.
You are 100% correct. He is one of the winningest head coaches in NFL history. He won a Super Bowl when his team had a mutiny and took over because he didn't know what he was doing. So once Ray Lewis and them took over, we won a Super Bowl. When we put him back in charge, he didn't win another Super Bowl since then. Yes, apparently he does know what he's doing. He knows how to have a quick playoff exit, go to the playoffs and not run the ball. Each and every season that he's been the head coach. Yeah, so he does know what he's doing. He's knowing how to sabotage your team from within. So you are 100% correct. He knows exactly what he's doing.
Let me ask this, and this is for everyone in the chat. Real talk. What gives you the most concern about this team? One thing right now.
Head coach.
Okay, I was going to say limit it to the players, but okay. See, Hendo just yeah. But real talk.
The lack of discipline from the head coach. That's the players. That's on the players.
Lack of discipline falls.
The lack of discipline that they have in the games because of their head coaching.
We have a bye week coming up, and then following that, we play the Giants.
Never bye week.
Not after the way we look today.
Nah.
We have the Steelers again. We have the Browns again.
Tough
we
game.
have the Texans. So we've got a pretty difficult schedule coming up. Yep. Looking at today's game, I want to know from you in the chat, if you're watching on replay, thank you. Thank you for hanging out for this therapy session. Hit the like button for us. Do us a favor, hit the like button. And if you're new, subscribe, join the family. Yeah. But what did you see today that concerns you the most about this team moving forward and our chances really, honestly, real talk here, not joking, not being funny, not trying to clown, but really what concerned you about our chances to go to the playoffs this year and even really be a Super Bowl contending team.
Why do
Let
you
me
think
see
it's a
what people
joke?
are saying in the chat.
But why do you think it's a joke? It's dead serious. John Harbaugh. Every year we go to the playoffs and don't run the ball. And after each and every game, John Harbaugh's like, we didn't run the ball? I didn't know. It's just the flow of the game. Then we go to the next season, get to the playoffs. We didn't run the ball? I didn't know. It just so happens that I just wasn't paying no attention to it. Every season. Every season that we've been ousted, except for the first year under Lamar against the San Diego Chargers. Yes, they were in San Diego back then. Outside of that game, even the game when even the game when Tyler Huntley started against the Bengals, we had the ball on the 3-yard line, about to go in for the winning score. Instead of just running it in with J.K. Dobbins or Gus Edwards, what happens? We try to get cute and do something with the quarterback. And we know how that turned out. But once again, J.K. Dobbins after that game, frustrated. He's like, you ran me 15 times during this game. I was killing the Bengals. Why can we not consistently stay with what gets us and wins us games? Because the head coach is like, well, you know what? I'm smarter than the rest of y'all. We're going to do what I want to do. And if we don't win that way, I'll just come in and give him a pretty nice politician speech and everyone will forget about it and we'll move
Okay,
on to the very next year.
Hendo, a politician. From what I'm seeing, everyone is saying either play calling or head coach. This is the reason I asked this question, right? Mm-hmm. The reason I asked this is because realistically, I don't knock my mic over. Because I talk with my hands. But anyway, realistically, I don't want to be excited about this team unnecessarily. Realistically, I don't want to see more in this team than what's really here. And what I'm seeing from everyone in the chat, head coaching, play calling, John Harbaugh, that's not something that we can fix right now. Because the Ravens have demonstrated that they're not. Another thing we can't fix is the O-line. Well, maybe we can, I don't know. But the problem is that I have with this is the issues that we're discussing right now, we're either going to not go far in the playoffs if we make it at all, or we're, I hate to say it, or we just don't even make it to the playoffs. And that is a very grim outlook to have right now on our team. And I'm not the type of person who just likes to overreact. Oh man, we're just terrible. We suck. We're not going to be anything. We're just terrible. There's space for that. There's room for that. But the issue that I have is, what's the solution? What's the realistic solution? And it's not fire John Harbaugh, because that's not going to happen. So then what, team, family? Do we just get complacent with being slightly above mediocre?
But we win during the regular season. You're just spoiled.
I'm just trying to temper my expectations of what I think could be for this team, right? That's what I'm trying to do. Because what I saw today is very concerning. Hey, Big Reg, use Deontay Johnson. Use him. Yeah, we don't. We signed him and we don't. That's it. Stop. Joseph Handy said, stop treating the players like role players. What do you mean?
I mean, let's see. Nelson Aguilar, Rashad Bateman, Pat McCarry, Daniel Falele, they're all role players.
Yeah.
I mean, I can only treat you with who you are.
Yes, please, and thank
you. Facts. What would it hurt? What would it hurt to experiment with him just to see how it goes for a half, for a quarter? But of course, the head coach is too petty and too stubborn to say, you know what, let me do what's best for the team. No, I'm going to do what's best for my ego. I'm going to do what soothes me. And unfortunately, it has hurt this team time and time again throughout the years.
Joseph Handy says Deontay's in the doghouse already. He just got here. What did he do to get in the doghouse? That's what I want to know.
He tweeted out. I can't remember, but he tweeted out something.
He voiced his displeasure, right? Yes.
Yeah. But here's the thing: you're new on a team, and John Harbaugh expects you to be a beta and not challenge him or not challenge what his staff is doing. So He's in the doghouse.
That's right, Tora. We came in second place. Yeah, yeah.
If you're not first, you're
First,
last.
you're last. Yeah. Second place just sounds a little bit more manageable, okay? Just sounds just a bit more manageable. I see we have another. Hendo, yes, we have another super chat here. Thank you,
Word.
Donovan. Thank you. 77's role to get Lamar. Ooh, what are we doing with
And
77?
and 65 is his accomplice.
65 is right there with him. It's,
It's
you
a
know,
plan. It's an
it is.
orchestrated plan.
It is. It is. It is. Sean Cole says, we are a very consistent team. We continuously lose games we should win. Facts. We've
100%.
consistently doing that. That's it. That's right. That's right. Well,
See,
family.
see, Blackbird, like
Oh,
that Nelson. I'm sorry, that Nelson Aguilar thing. Oh
let me go
gosh,
back and read. Let me go back
he talk
really
he talk about the,
quickly.
he talk about the guy he talk about the guy saving the babies out the building.
Oh,
Talk,
okay.
talk about unlike Nelson Aguilar, and y'all tried to tell me during this offseason when we re-signed him. Oh, this is great value. Nelson Aguilar's coming back. Dude had 385 yards last year, and yet still he's supposed to be a big splashy re-signing that the Ravens had. Boy, baby ass.
Sean Cole's question: could you imagine Humphreys, Peterson, and Kyle Hamilton in the same backfield?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not gonna
Facts,
stop us.
Jordan. Where is Wade?
We forgot
I
about him right at
forgot
the
all
preseason.
about Wade.
I
I
didn't forget
mentioned
about him.
Tez Walker
I
earlier.
didn't
I
forget about
did.
him.
I mentioned
I
Tez
thought
Walker. We saw Adisa Isaac. Was that
I
number
thought
26? And we're like, who is that?
we're like Machine Ali.
That
We were
was
like,
Rasheen Ali, not Adisa.
yeah.
Yeah, I was
We
like,
were like, well,
oh, number
I'm,
26 did
right.
something.
I'm sitting there like who? But listen, Wade. The team forgot about Wade right after the preseason. Tez Walker, he can't play. And I know he's supposed to be the Ravens' savior, and he can take the top off of defense. Nelson Aguilar can take the top off of defense, to be honest with you, but
Yeah.
he can't play. He's not good. Stop waiting on Tez Walker to come off of the practice squad or the injured list and do something with his team. He's not a good wide receiver. As much as we want him to be, he's not him. And Keith Mitchell, he wasn't even active for this game.
Nope.
But it's time for
Alaskan
us to
man.
like
Well, time for Lamar to say something. Do you think Harbaugh would put him in the doghouse? I think he would want to. He would try, but he understands that the backlash would be too great if he did.
first of all,
This is the
first of
face of
all,
the franchise, so I don't
first
think
of
he
all,
can do that.
first of all, this man making $200 million. Steve Bisciotti be like, what? Sit who? I'm sorry, John. You gotta go. Like
Yeah.
your
He
ego is
would
too
try
outrageous
it.
right
I
now.
think he would
You gotta
try
go.
it. I think he
You
would
can't
try
try it.
it.
That's the one. It's certain people you can't mess with.
Yeah.
Just like with the mutiny, he tried it with Ray Lewis. Like he tried to assert his authority. Like you may be Ray Lewis, but I'm the head coach. And Ray Lewis was like, "Sit down, young man. Please have a seat." And he had to realize that there is a pecking order in this organization. And bro, you are a Super Bowl winning head coach, but when it comes to Lamar Jackson and the guaranteed money he's owed, you really ain't it right now, bro.
Yeah. Lonely therapy. We need to run like the Patriots style with the 2 tight ends. I have a video, shameless plug. I have a video coming out tomorrow about 12 personnel and 2 tight end sets. Obviously, it was recorded before today's game, but make sure you come by tomorrow, Lonely Therapy, and see exactly what that formula needs to look like or should look like.
Yes, Deontay is better than Aguilar, but for some reason I don't know. And then once again that goes to the coaching. Deontay Johnson is a proven 1,000-yard wide receiver. He's proven to be a number one. Nelson Aguilar has proven that he has very inconsistent hands,
Yeah.
and yet still you continue to put him in games and you continue to try to utilize him to no avail. Why
Right.
not try something different? Why not go in a different direction? Why not listen, this game, Deontay, you playing the whole game. You're
Yeah.
getting all of Nelson's reps because we're going to see what you can do going towards the playoffs. Because as of right now, we're 3 games in, and we don't know what Deontay Johnson can do for us.
No, we don't. Question from Go Man. I'll let you take this one first, Hendo. Do you think that we can still win it all? And then I'll give you my thoughts, honestly.
I do think that we can still win it all, but what it's going to take is it's going to take for Lamar Jackson to go outside of himself, to go outside of his quiet nature and his humbleness. And I think he needs to be an a-hole. I think he needs to say, you know what, this is what we're going to no seriously, I think this is what we're going to do. This is how we need to do it. When a coach calls some BS, you say, listen, we ain't running that. That's not working. We've tried that in the past. It's not working. This is my team. I'm going to take control of my team like the great quarterbacks have done on the historic playoff run. So if Lamar can find that next level to his leadership, to me personally, I think we can still win it all in spite of the coaching. But, I mean, it's not looking good right now.
Go, man. I'm going to take your comment or answer your comment, but I'm also multitasking because I wanted to take a look at the standings really quickly to respond to your next comment. But do I think we can win it all? It would have to be a Herculean effort from this team in order for us to do it. And I don't think that we are, or that we have the players who have a lot of talking back in them. And it would really take all of that. It would take people with big mouths like myself. Like, it would take a person like me, like, wait, why are we doing this? This doesn't make dumb sense. You have to be able to call that out and say, okay, well, if you want to do this, I'm not going to. You know why? Because, and I would have to give, stats. The last 5 times we tried to run this happened. So you explain to me why we want to keep doing that, because it's not working. So let's try something else. Matter of fact, I'll tell you what we need to try. You have to have someone who's more vocal and more aggressive. And I don't see that the Ravens have a lot of that on the team. You need your Marcus Peters on the team. And we really don't have that. But your other comment was everyone in the runnings right now for playoff contentions are beatable. And I want to have a look. So as of right now, Kansas City Chiefs number 1, Buffalo Bills number 1. Yep. Chiefs 1, Buffalo Bills 2, Pittsburgh Steelers 3. You said that they're beatable. We haven't beaten them. Los Angeles Chargers. Pittsburgh Steelers 3, Houston Texans 4, Chargers 5, Ravens 6. So
that's almost final slot.
Yep. So when you say all of them are beatable, but we haven't beaten them all. We haven't beaten the Chiefs, whether they are beatable or not. That's, that is what it is. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'll come back to you in 1 second.
Jada 6, you jinxed it. We got to get up out of here.
Why?
Jada 6 at 2-hour stream. It's time for us to get ready to pack up and go.
Yeah, we will. But Kansas City, you said, everybody you said is beatable. Kansas City is beatable, but we haven't beaten them consistently, with the exception of the one time that I can remember. When we had Sammy Watkins. All right. The next team, Pittsburgh Steelers, Buffalo Bills. I know we beat the snot out of them. I know we did. We crushed them.
Didn't beat them last time we played in the playoffs, though.
I was just about to say that. So this team, the Buffalo Bills, they are 9-2. And although we gave them a run for their money, we ran them up out of here.
Stomped a mud hole.
I know we did. If we were to play the Buffalo Bills next week, just for instance, let's say we played them instead of the Giants after our bye week, I would tell you we're absolutely not going to win that game. Because certain teams, right? We played them early on in the season. Certain teams, which is what you want, they start to find their rhythm after a while. They start to figure things out after a couple of games, 2, 3, 4, 5 games into the season. That's what you want for your team. And so it looks like, right?
Buffalo also got healthy. They got some players back.
They got healthy. And so when you say, going back to your question, Go Man, can we win it all? And you then followed that up with all the teams that are, in playoff contention that look beatable. Not so much. Not to me. Not to me. They don't.
Because we have outside of Buffalo and Houston, we haven't beaten them.
Yeah. Yeah. So I just
1-8 versus the Steelers. 1-8.
yeah. No killer instincts with this coaching staff. No sense of urgency. My dad used to always say this word, and I was like, Dad, I don't think this is a real word. No stick-to-itiveness. That's what my dad used to say. No stick-to-itiveness. They don't stick to what works. There's no grit. There's no determination. There's none of that here.
Right.
And that's what we see.
And my grandmother used to say, "You're blind. You can't see. You need to wear some glasses like DMC."
Your grandmother said that?
She always said that.
That's cute.
And do the
That's
WAP.
cute. Ah, yeah. So, no, Frank Coe, I disagree with you. Get Tucker out of here and we win. That might have been true for this particular game, but our issues run much deeper than just Justin Tucker.
Maybe he's talking about this game.
No, he said, what? We can't beat Buffalo. Man, yeah, I was looking at it in perspective with the previous comment, so.
I mean, it'd be tough. They're a different team right now. I'm not saying they can't be beat.
They're a different team. They're a different team, Franco. So I disagree with you on that one. I don't think we can. I think we can beat Buffalo, but I don't know if our lack of discipline, our lack of effective play calling, and our lack of execution, and the fact that now 3 quarters into the season, we still don't see the offense being here and the defense being here. What we see is offense here some games, defense way down here.
I do you one better.
We'll wait one moment, and then we'll switch it. We'll then see the defense doing much better, and then we see the offense kind of tail off. That's not a recipe for success in football. What were you going to say, Hendo?
I'm going to do you one better. All right. I guarantee you that going into the Raiders game against Gardner Minshew, you were like, what you talking about? There's no way the Raiders going to beat us. Word? Oh, word? Let's not act like we're this unstoppable team. Let's not act like we're not vulnerable to certain styles. Styles make fights. Certain teams is just bad playing styles. You can't play against them. Let's not act like we didn't almost lose some of the games that we actually won. So, we're not indestructible. We're not unbeatable. We just lost today. We lost 2 weeks ago.
Yep. That's the problem that I have with this team. If we were just garbage team, like we just did not have playmakers, or we had one playmaker and nobody else, I would say, well, you know what? Who cares?
Right.
But the reason that I get so frustrated and so upset and so down is because we have several great players. We have a lot of talent, and I don't want to feel like we are wasting Lamar Jackson's time, his prime years. And that's how I'm feeling.
Mm-hmm. And I don't want to waste my prime years neither. So we about to get them out of here.
Those have been long gone. Okay.
I'm about to turn 40.
Ooh, the truth is not in you today. NFL Caleb 22, thank you for coming by, and thank you for this $4.99 super chat. Thank you for your support. We really appreciate it. Thank you. We beat 3 teams that are in the playoffs already: Buffalo, Chargers, and Denver, and possibly the Texans. We haven't beat the Texans. Don't say that, because we don't know what we're going to do. We don't know.
The Texans. I'm telling y'all right here, right now, we're going to beat the Texans.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's just wait and see.
100%.
Let's just wait and see.
Call me Joe Namath. I'm guaranteeing it. Guarantee. We're going to beat the Texans.
Yeah, Jordan, I think you're right. We can beat any of those teams, but the realistic answer is, do we beat those teams? And the answer is no. Right. We did not beat the Chiefs. We did not beat the Steelers. Can we beat them? Sure, we can beat any of them. You're right. I'll agree with you, but we don't. Don't. Thank you so much, Tora. Thank you. She says that we make a great team.
Yeah,
Thank you.
It's unfortunate this is coming to an end.
It is not. Before you go, because we are getting out of here very soon, before you go, do me a favor, would you? Would you please put a thumbs up emoji in the chat if you want to see more of Hendo back on these live streaming streets here in these real and digital YouTube streets? Leave a quick thumbs up emoji to make sure that Hendo knows that you want to see more of him.
It's
Yes.
gonna be a trying month.
That's okay. That's okay. That's all right. It's okay.
Plus, plus I need to
Hendo will
leave
be
here. I
on
need to leave
Hendo's
here and
channel.
make
He
30
will be
shorts.
doing a daily upload, daily content on his channel. It will either be a live stream or a video, and he'll sprinkle in one or
Or
two
short.
shorts. He'll sprinkle in one or two shorts during the month of December.
About to
But
get 30 shorts.
same thing on my channel. I will be doing 31 days of uploading content, whether it's a live stream or whether it is a video. Like I said, come by tomorrow. I kick off my series tomorrow where I'm learning or I'm teaching as I learn more about advanced football concepts. Tomorrow we kick off with we kick off with 12 personnel. I was going to say 21 personnel, but 12 personnel. We kick off tomorrow. But make sure you come by and give us a thumbs up. I see all the thumbs up in here. Look at this. That's
I don't
it.
see any
Thank
thumbs up.
you.
I see a mad face. That's all I see right now is a mad face. Like, you want what? He said, I don't want to see nobody.
Yeah, but he's in here though. He says that, but he's in here. Well, if you don't want to see anybody, you don't come by. So, but you did. So like,
Right.
yeah, that can't be true. So I can't take that, for at face value.
That's right.
But
Lead commander. Hendo must go.
he
Talking about I gotta
must
leave.
go on these
Gotta leave.
live streaming
I gotta
streets.
leave.
He must go on in front of the camera. I
All
love
right,
it.
so
I love
so
it.
listen. So what might happen is they might get at the end of this 31-day challenge a possible live stream, December 31st, heading into the new year, and that might be a giveaway. I'm gonna look into that. I'm gonna look into doing a New Year's giveaway because, like I said, I love giving back to the people. Because without y'all, I would not be here. I have well surpassed the 50 subscribers I thought I was gonna get.
Mm-hmm.
So
And I'm not going to say the name, but I'm going to call it Nothing Given. He has the angry face, but that's okay. We can be angry. We lost. It is what it is. But I'm just happy that you're here to, have somebody to be upset with alongside you. So you're not just by yourself.
it's cathartic. It's cathartic. It helps to get it out. You
It
know
does.
me. Like, to me,
It
like,
does.
sometimes you just have to let it go. Like, that's why I'm so happy go lucky, because I use this to express myself. I use this as therapy to talk to you guys, and then that way I can't be mad. And then sometimes,
Yeah.
when we go off camera, I might just go punch something and be like, all right, this dude is still the head coach. Why?
Go Man said, Lamar said Tucker's still a go to his presser, so Tucker's still a go. Well, I don't think that Lamar is going to throw his kicker under the bus. Well, yeah, he has lost it. I don't know what we're doing with him. That guy just needs to go somewhere, sit down somewhere and do something else with his family, go on vacation and take his family sightseeing, do whatever. He's not going to say that.
Right.
Of course, he's going to say, yeah, he still has it because he wants to, build confidence. And when have you ever heard Lamar go on camera or go on a presser, even when the truth hurts, does he ever throw one of his teammates under the bus? That's not him. So you have to look at it in its totality, Go Man. Just because Lamar said it doesn't mean it's true. It just means that, hey, he's a good team player. He's a good, he's a good teammate.
He also said he was happy with the wide receivers he had. Lying. He was lying.
And his offensive line.
In his offensive line, he was happy with them dudes. We know he's lying. This is why I'm not a professional athlete, because they'd be like, yo, Hendo, tough game with Justin Tucker today. How do you feel about him? Hey, listen, that's my teammate. He was the best at his game at one time. Thank you.
Nothing Given says he's just kidding, but I am mad. Yeah, we're all mad. We are.
All mad.
That's why we're all here. Well, not all of us. I do have some Eagles fans, some friends that I've made over the week who are Eagles fans. I've made some friends, 86 Blackberry White.
Oh my gosh, Jay, you are too much. But yes,
anyway.
yes, Jay, if you watch Scott Pilgrim, you can see that vegans do have special powers.
Yeah. And I see you, Lord Vaughn. We had Lamar's mom cursing him out. He sure did. Yeah, his mom's telling him, you needed to do this. You should have done this. And so.
I need a pen.
No, that's not a video.
That's a video. That's my video for tomorrow. That's my
you got your video for tomorrow. Okay.
Well, this is the video for tomorrow.
Yeah.
This is 2 videos.
No, this is today's video. This is video for today. Or this counts as day 1. Today is December 1st. So remember, it's not just a video. It's either video or live stream. So or short.
I'll remix this. No worries.
No.
It's still a video.
All right, Lord Vaughn. We see you. Salute to your team. I see you with the Eagles emoji.
Congratulations, y'all won. Won.
Congratulations. You did it. You guys
No,
came into the bank.
no
We did
excuse.
not protect this house as we should. Yeah. Solo. Lamar is a great guy and a great teammate. That's right. So,
Oh,
family,
now it's not
we
good.
are appreciative of you for hanging out with us
100%.
for, wow, well over an hour.
Well, because she can talk.
I barely got a word in edgewise. But we thank you because this is healthy and it's good to be around others who want to just kind of like let it out as well. And even for the Eagles fans who came by, they were all very respectful and I appreciate that.
Yes,
Thank
they
you.
were.
Thank you. So with that, I'm going to say thank you and have a good night to everyone. But before we go, Hendo, would you please let everyone know where they can find you and what you have going on in this here month of December?
Okay, you can find me at the Rogue Pod on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, and Blue Sky. I keep forgetting about that one. Pretty much, I just do videos throughout the week. Sometimes I may do a pop-up live stream. Also, if you want to help support the channel even further, you can become a member, or you can join the Patreon at patreon.com/ROUG. There are a lot of perks, a lot of benefits becoming a patron. You can get into the Discord. And also the new members that have just joined, I have to set it up to get you into the Discord. Once you join the Discord, you stay there. And this is a community that we are building of like-minded people. We are pretty much, y'all are pretty much the family that I don't have any longer. Like I deal with the guys in the Discord more than I deal with my personal friends that I've known for 20 plus years, my family, and we're just trying to help each other grow. We're trying to help each other do things, even if it's just conversations about life, mental health, certain things like that. This is about more than just football. So, if you want to come in, cool. If you don't, hey, I'm cool with you just watching the videos and liking, subscribe if you can, share with your family members. We're just here to entertain everybody. We're not here to cause any noise. We're not here to fight and fuss and do all these other things. I know sometimes Yolanda may come off a little bit aggressive, but it's just all in fun. She just talks loud and she's very passionate about the things that she says. But like I said, we
You can't
just
even say that with a straight face.
first of all, that I can say it with a straight face.
You
Like I don't know,
cannot. You can't.
I can control myself. But yes, like I said, in all seriousness, we're trying to build something here. We're trying to get this community off the ground, and if you want to be a part of it, let's go. I don't care what fan base you are in, because like I said, this is about more than just football. Like it's more than sports. That this is
Yeah.
about life.
Yeah. Well, I have to send a message to my girl who joined me to preview the Eagles game in the preseason, Simone with the sports. For all of the Eagles fans, go out and support her. She is doing an incredible work. And I'm just, very proud of her, a young lady out here reporting on the teams that she loves. She holds near and dear to her heart, the Eagles. So go out and give her a follow. Give her on social media, Simone with the sports.
Yes, and
Make sure
listen.
you subscribe to her channel.
And when you subscribe to Simone with the Sports, make sure y'all go over there and say, "Hey, Hendo," say, "Boo,
No.
boo, thumbs down, hate your team, no, it's like."
Killer Cam
But
said Philly had a 56.8% pressure rate today. Pathetic. Absolutely, it is pathetic. But, some will have you believing that the O-line did great.
oh man, didn't they say that for the most part?
For the most part.
For the most part.
56.8 pressure rate. We've gone over 2 hours. We got to go. I have to go. Yes, you have talked for over 2 hours.
I'm melting.
2 hours and 3 minutes. Of course, we know Simone. Yes, well, Simone with the sports was gracious enough to come onto my channel. And so she's good people. So make sure you let her know that you were over here hanging out with the Ravens folks.
Can you please stop talking? It's over 2 hours. Can you please?
Well, I mean, we might as well do 5 hours now. I'm just teasing. Everyone, ladies, gentlemen, thank you all so much for hanging out with us. We will see you all very soon. Make sure you come by our channels, our respective channels. Check out the content that we will produce on our channels over the next 31 days. Thank you. We appreciate you. Take care.
Or should I do this finger?
No.
When I forgot to say for my Patreon,
Go
can
ahead.
join the Pick'ems. I'm sorry, you can join the Pick'ems League. I know that Big Reg hates this. My Pick'em League, I'm the 2-time champ because I can pick football games. I'm going for my third championship in a row. I don't know which finger I'm gonna do. Which finger should I do? This one? This one. Then when I win LBHTs for the third time in a row,
gosh.
I'm gonna get a ring for this finger. So I'm about to Thanos y'all. This is up in here. I'm sorry, you can leave now.
Yes, Jay the Six, you got a 2-hour stream. Big Reg is asking for a 3-hour. No, I can't do that. I'm tired. I'm tired. I know Hendo, talks the majority of the time, but Danity says the dynamic duo been going strong for half of the day. Hit that like and subscribe. That's it. That's it. All right. Well, we will see you all very soon. Thank you for your time. Thank you for coming by. And we will see you around these internet streets very soon. Thanks, gang.
Peace.
Good night.